Okay, okay, we're checking some audio. Sounds like we got audio in check and we are ready to rock and roll. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great night. It is Thursday, our Sketching After Hours night, and we're going to be talking about practicing your craft. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight on tonight's live stream here on the Paul Angeli channel, Sketching After Hours. Hope everybody's doing well. Cool, cool, cool. Let's go into Big Polly here. Boom. Hey, how's everybody doing? I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. Today's Thursday, or Sketching After Hours. Looking forward to hanging out with you guys and chilling out a little bit, doing a little bit of sketching. So get your pens, get your pencils, whatever you got, your stylus. Let's get ready to start drawing and hanging out a little bit and talking about how to practice your craft. I think it's, for an artist like myself, I try to practice as much as I can. I don't sit there, professionally. I'm working, a lot of hours at the on the art table, or I'm working here on the digital, Cintiq, or you might be using your iPad or whatever you might be doing. And I usually put in, honestly, I try to put in at least a good hour a day just for practice. And that's just something I do. It's part of my routine, it's part of my behaviors. I want to become a better and better artist at what I do, both as a visual storyteller and storyboard artist, and also as an artist in general. There's other things that I enjoy doing, from sculpting to painting to doing other animation, whatever it might be. And I think practice is key, another thing too is just pencil mileage. Put it in the pencil miles to practice your craft. And there's a lot of ways we can practice, and I'll share a couple of the ways that I practice. You folks can share with me how you practice. I know you guys put a lot of work into your art and a lot into your storyboardings. But if we haven't met before, my name is Paul Angeli. I am a live action storyboard artist. Created this channel, gosh, man, it's been since last October, and I am so excited every time I get to hang out with you folks. It's late at night, almost the witching hour at midnight, my time here in Pennsylvania, and I just super, it gets my day jazz. I've been at work all day. I've been doing stuff all day, and it's just a pleasure to hang out with you friends at home, that are watching and supporting this YouTube channel. There's so many different people you could learn from and hang out with on YouTube to watch videos and live streams and all these things. And I'm just humbled that you want to spend time with your buddy Paulie here on the channel and help to help you. My sort of goal is to help you as a mentor and to help you get better at your craft, no matter what you're doing, whether you're doing filmmaking, animation, comics, children's book illustrations, you're doing that YouTube video or corporate video, or just somebody that just loves doing art, and you just want to learn more about what we're doing. So I super appreciate you spending your day with me and a little bit of time this evening for our Sketching After Hours. It's sort of like our happy hour. You grab your beverage. I got my sparkly water I love, and just hang out and draw. So like I said, grab your pens, your pencils, your stylus, draw along as we're sitting there chatting and hanging out. I'm going to see who's on the chat right now and say hello to all those folks that are joining in. If this is your first time joining in to the channel, welcome. Super appreciate you joining in, and drop your name in the chat. I want to know who we're hanging out with tonight. I got Buddha Belly hanging out. What's up, my friend? How are things going for you? How's your week been going? This week's been going by just so darn quick. It's just amazing how quickly these weeks go by. And here we got a couple more weeks left, and May is done, and boom, we're on to June and getting into summertime stuff. So very, very cool. But Buddha Belly, I hope you're doing well. And for other friends out there that are just joining right now, just put your name in the chat. I'd like to know who we're hanging out with, in terms of what we're doing. So welcome. If this, like I said, if this is your first time here, you're returning, subscriber to the channel, super appreciate it. Hey, talk about subscribing. if you enjoy what you're watching today, consider subscribing. Hang out with me. I usually live stream 3 times a week on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Don't forget to hit that bell button, bell notification button. It lets you know next time I got a video posted, so you can come and hang out with me. I got Marianne GR, my buddy Marianne GR, hanging out. What's up, Marianne? Hope everything's going well with you. We're going to have a good time tonight. And our topic tonight is about practice. And, we always hear the adage of practice makes perfect, okay? But there are different ways we can practice our art and practice getting in so we don't get burnt out and we sort of push, ourselves in what we're doing. And I just remember, just putting a lot of time into artwork. And, there's just so many, there's so many different stories to tell, and I'll share a few of them. I remember I didn't take a lot of fine art classes. Excuse me. When I went to university, pretty much we were focused on filmmaking, not so much the art side. But I did take a couple art classes and to help myself out. And I remember in a high school art class, and I was sitting there going, I was in. At my high school, I remember I always wanted to take art classes and started taking some art classes. I had a mentor. One of my buddy's dad was an art teacher, and I went and I sought his advice, and said, hey, listen, I'm thinking about working in the arts, and what do you think? And he was an avid painter and a very good person to talk with, and gave some good advice. And I started sketchbooking. And I have my very first sketchbook that I bought with his advice back when I was in high school. And I took some high school art classes, and I was really into was it a Robert Nagel type of illustrations and drawings. And I remember sitting at my art table there, either I forgot it was art history, or I took both art history and a couple art classes. I was almost out of school in my senior year, and who was somebody who I sat next to every once in a while was Len Wiseman, who ended up becoming the director of All the Underworld, writing Underworld, and doing a lot of filmmaking that way. So it's such a small world. You run into people, but Len Wiseman has become a fantastic director, doing if you've ever seen any of the Underworld movies of the vampires, and Vampire verse Werewolf series that came out some time ago. And I know he did direct one of the Die Hard movies with Bruce Willis, and it's cool. It's a small world. You never know who you've gone ran into and talked to at certain points and times as you're going to school. So I remember back in college, I took both a art history course. I think I took an art history course, a drawing course, and a painting course. Learned a lot in the painting. I remember my first painting was of Jack Nicholson as the Joker. That was crazy, but it was pretty cool. But I've always talked about the practice of drawing, and I always go back to one of my early art teachers, and we pretty much we had to go outside and grab a piece of oak branch, and I grabbed an oak branch that had some leaves on it and a couple acorns, and we drew it. And you sit there and do the constant practice with this branch, and it was all graphite, so we sat down and drew it and everything like that. And I remember the art teacher coming up to me and saying, hey, listen, Paulie, what if I took this and ripped this up? And I spent a lot of time drawing this oak leaf. And it's a funny story because I just looked at him and I said, if you want to rip it up, go for it. You know what I mean? He's all, why are you going to allow me to rip up your piece of artwork? You've just spent all this time drawing this oak branch. It's because I put the practice in, and that wasn't the only oak branch I drew. I practiced quite a few times to understand textures and the contour of the branch and the leaves and the tones and the organicness of the drawing. And I said, yeah, you could rip it up because I can just redraw this again anytime. So and he was sort of impressed, and never ripped it up, but you know, I kept that piece. One of these days I'll get that dang thing framed because I talk about that story a lot. But it's the context of this of the story is about practicing, and when you practice something all the time, you'll get better at what you're doing. You won't see it immediately, but over time you'll see it. So every time, it's funny when I'm drawing a storyboard or I'm drawing any type of illustration that has a tree or a branch in it, boop, that story pops up in my head, and I just start giggling to myself, going, "Yeah, I remember that story with that particular art teacher." But good stuff, and happy to share my stories with you and stuff, so you can sort of go, yeah, practice makes perfect. And you know, there's different ways that you can practice in drawing. Like I said, I have sort of a regimented activity. I just draw 1 hour a day. It's not like I'm using these pieces or anything. Sometimes I might do a master's study, or I'm studying something and trying to make it work, or do different things. And it's fun for me. It's sort of relaxing. Just let my mind wander, and or I might seen another artist's work, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. Let me try drawing that, or whatever I'm doing. Or I see, sometimes I'll go out and I'll be doing photography or something, just to remember, that angle or that shot I saw, and sort of I just sit there and keep it. And so I think it's really good to always have your sketchbook handy in terms of what you're drawing all the time. I like I haven't talked about these for a while, but I like these Canson art books. I don't know if they still sell them. I've got so many of them, and it's a 8.5 by 11, hardbound book, and I love these things because I could just do all sorts of doodles and hanging out, doing different stuff. Here was a drawing of we were Sirius Black. I had more of a cartoon comic style I was working on at the time. Let's see what else I got here. I guess I was doing a lot of Harry Potter stuff. Professor McGonagall, just doing different pieces and trying different things, with my art. I even drew from Fantasy Island, Mr. Rourke and Tattoo. You know what I mean? All different stuff. Ooh, wow, this is back from 2016. Let's see what else I have. For those of you that are Lords of the Ring fans, Gandalf the Grey, doing different pieces of artwork and having fun with that. And it's, here with this one was interesting. I was practicing, I just gotten, I guess, my first set of Copic markers, and I was just playing with there was a Copic or Copic markers, and just playing with those markers to see what type of lines I could create, And this, like I said, back in 2016. Oof. Trying to starting to blend and doing sort of more painterly type of artwork. So it's that practice that pays off. And this was already some time ago. Here's a couple, characters and stuff like that. Just sort of cool stuff. And ink plus Copic, or Copic markers, coming up with your own sort of creatures and stuff like that, trying different things. And I think you need to experiment and try new things, even cute things. At the time I was trying all different stuff. It's not always Harry Potter or whatever fan art, but just different stuff to see where you're going a little bit. Let me see what else I got here. Yeah, but it's trying different things, and you could see different styles come into play. I think we were, even at the time, here's just pencil art, and stuff, just trying different styles of different stuff, putting in those practices. Yeah. I keep talking about doing a sketchbook tour. There's so many sketchbooks here for those of you that are into it, even working on presidents, from George Washington to Abraham Lincoln, and trying different caricatures and things like that. or even trying your own, oops, where am I? Own ideas of different characters. You know, using different tools and things like that. It's always cool. Just different characters and stuff, so just cool, having fun. But yeah, have that sketchbook. So it's always good when you're practicing, have those sketchbooks with you. You know, I tend to do more on copy paper now, so because I sort of, I don't know why I'm doing copy paper at times, but it's sort of easier. I can just grab a pad of copy paper and I just sit there at a table or whatever and sketch away. But these type of things, I have like a whole bookshelves of all these books. And it has, you know, we've talked about it, and check out some of those past videos on how to use your sketchbook as sort of a sketch diary and things like that. But I think it's a great way to have a repository of all your artwork and all your hard work, whether if it's a good drawing or a poor drawing or just something to notate, you know, to remember what you're doing. But like I think the point is just having that area of sketching every day and putting that practice into play, you know. And there's all different ways to study and sketch, and we've talked about many of those. But I think it's just important to sketch and to explore and try new things. And I know a lot of you already do that between like Buddha Belly and Marianne, you know, just trying different things and trying different techniques and different tools and different to different pen types or whatever it might be. So it's always good to practice because you sit there and you go, well, Polly, well, you're working, you're working as a professional, you're sitting there, you know, drawing all the time. Well, what makes you, inspires you to want to draw even more, you know? And I consider it like if you're a doctor, you're never going to stop learning medicine. There's always new discoveries. There's always new medicines being created. There's new techniques. And I think as an artist, you do the same thing. You know, if you're a mechanic, you're going to go and, you know, it's not just one way to fix a vehicle or a motor or whatever it might be. You're learning with the greatest technologies and using new tools and things like that to keep yourself proficient in terms of what you're doing. And we've talked about starting your own projects. We've talked about finding your own style. These are all the attributes of putting that practice in. And you know, I think you know, even if you just have 5 minutes, you know, a day, or you can draw once a week, you know, I think you get as much out of it as you put into it. So let's go over to little Polly here. And we were talking about this earlier, and you know, like I've been participating in this Mermaid. I got really busy this last few days, so I got a little bit of catching up to do to have some fun with this Mermaid, and I might be working on some of it right now. But it gave me an opportunity to practice my craft and try different things to see where I could go with this project. We got a couple more weeks here, a little over a couple weeks, and you know, I've been having a blast with this thing. And, you know, like I said, just the last couple of days have been a little difficult, but I've been having a blast. And I sort of like this one with the jellyfish with her silhouette in the foreground of the mermaid, or warrior mermaid, Ronin mermaid, and having fun with this. And, you know, I just thought this was a cool, you know, shot. I just did this other one here where we had these crazy, you know, prehistoric fish coming through the shot, and we had our warrior. I sort of cut off some of her hair to make her look a little bit tougher. I gave her a cool sword, you know, her spear, and just having fun with her and doing something different with her in terms of the drawing of this. And it's just practice, having fun with this. And I hope you've been enjoying these drawings from Mermaid and stuff. I've been enjoying drawing them with you and sharing them with you. So I hope you're having a good time with it too. So whoever's on the chat right now or watching the live stream, are you guys currently practicing? Are you drawing right now? Just curious. Throw it in the chat. And if this is your first time joining in, don't be shy. Just say, hey, what's up, Polly? And drop your name in the chat too, so we know who's hanging out today. Okay, so I'm going to do a little something a little bit different today than I usually do. So we're going to work in a little bit of color, and I'm going to have some fun as I'm practicing myself here. So I'm going to grab a couple colors here. Boom, and I'm going to flip that, and boom. Okay, so I'm going to grab a couple colors here and have a little fun with this. Let's do a little bit of a gradient. I'm just sort of seeing where I can go with this. That's a little. Just gonna have a little bit of fun with this. Usually don't work in color. Cool, cool, cool. I'm gonna work in some colors here. Let's use this color here. Try something a little different. Oh, that's cool. That's right. Buddha Belly went in and got a bunch of new cool books and doing some master studies on some of her favorite artists. That's cool. How you enjoying the book and your master studies there, Buddha Belly? I bet it's been awesome. Bet it's been awesome. Let's see. Let's do this as line art. So I'm going to draw while we're sitting there chatting a little bit, talking about practice and ways you can practice and have some fun. Marianne's telling me, just texted, she's currently working on anatomy and gesture, but mainly gesture. Cool. And Buddha Belly has been digging her master studies right now. That's awesome. That's really cool, guys. Awesome. Okay, let's drop this down. Cool. I'm just gonna play with this a little bit. Fix this drawing a little bit because I just threw a sketch together. Play around with this a little bit. Okay, can't quite see this too well. That's okay. Let's work on this face a little bit more. Okay. Just working this head and having some fun. When we talk about practice, you think about ways that you can practice. And I'm using this Mermaid sort of contest challenge as a way to put the practice in. Do something new, do something out of my wheelhouse, not something I do all the time. And it's been a fun challenge. And I've been really enjoying it. And they've just been having a blast with it so far. In terms of pushing myself in terms of how I see things and just sort of having fun with it. There's one thing I wanted to do. Let me add one more layer in here. And so challenges are good, you know. I think it's fun to do those challenges because it really pushes you. To get better at your craft and just hone things in. The other one too is to do some sort of prompts, you know. A lot of folks like prompts, they can't figure out what they want to be drawing, and so they'll do prompts to help themselves get better at their craft. And I think that's another great way to put the practice in too. Is either do a prompt challenge or just taking advantage of prompts. A little bit different style today. One of the things I did want to try, I'm going to get rid of those smoky eyes here. Let's get an airbrush in here. Let's see how that would look. A little bit bigger. Yeah, let's do that. When I think of the smoky eyes, I think of Blade Runner, Daryl Hannah's character. I want to go deeper. Cool. So let's more of that body in there. Work on the next just to get her in there a little bit. Let's do something different. Play around with this hair a little bit, but a little bit more stylized. In terms of our drawing today. Sketching this together. I'm just playing around with this drawing to see where we can take it. A little coloring in. Got sort of more of a, animation style going on with this thing. So sometimes I'll drop some color in there just to block it out and just see how this looks. How's it working? I got some fish, coming through here. We have more of a stylized look to what we're doing here. The other thing I can play around too is just play around with some colors. Have some fun with this. Just sort of see where we can take it. Start having fun with this. Particular shot. Bring this up to the top. Cool. Just iterations of these drawings that we're doing and just sort of seeing where we can go. So Hmm. And just seeing where we can go with this. Okay. Cool. Just having fun drawing and putting that practice in. Certain parts of this piece I'm digging. I'm just not digging the hair right now. I'm like, where can I go with this? I'll add a little bit more texture to our background here. Just to add some depth. Let's go back to that. Cool. Yeah, like I said, I'm just playing with this, just seeing where it can go for me. A little too thick on that. Hmm. I think it's fun when you're drawing, just exploring different things and trying. Just trying different things and just seeing where this drawing can go. Get this down to 4. Got a different drawing going on here. Having some fun with this one. Marianne says she gives me the Medusa vibes. Maybe it's her hair shape. I like it. Cool. Yeah, she's got something going on here. Definitely something different. I still think I got to come back in. Helps her stand out a little bit more. How's her having fun with this? Someone's got that like yeah, I would say like a Medusa or a Frankenstein sort of. Two. Hmm. Trying to think where I can go with this particular drawing. So I have her with like a giant sort of sword type of thing here. Okay, let's try a different brush just to do something different in here. See how this would look. See how this would look. Cool. Just having fun with this. I haven't been paying attention to the chat. Is there any questions in the chat? Just having fun here. Any questions? Any questions? Going once, going twice. Yeah, it does have that Medusa look going to it. Sort of funky. Something a little different there. Very cool. Yeah, some different drawings. Got a little bit away. I'm going to go back to this style. I thought this was pretty cool. Yeah, this is pretty cool too. Got some work to do. Trying out different things. Huh. A little bit different in terms of what we're working on right now. Very cool. Okay, so just to recap, my friends, put that practice in. I think, the practice makes perfect in terms of your drawings and getting better at your craft. I think it's super important just to put the practice in, whether if it's a good drawing, a bad drawing, you're learning something new or just getting down. Just take the time, sketch a little bit, have some fun with what you're doing, and enjoy the process in terms of what you're doing. Draw different things that you enjoy. Like I said, try challenges, try drawing prompts, go out in nature and draw, whether you're going to a zoo and an aquarium or just drawing the forest or outside trees and shrubbery around your city. Another thing too is, like I said, drawing prompts, art challenges, cafe sketches. Go and do those drawings in your cafes, and while you're having a cup of tea or coffee or a beverage, and just sit there and have fun drawing the people. I think it's always great to put practice in besides master studies and those things. So I'm going to call it for tonight since there's no questions right now. I hope you enjoyed yourselves with the live stream tonight. It's sort of a time for us to just hang out and draw together and have some fun. I'm going to go finish another project real quick and get that knocked out for tonight. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Super appreciate you watching. I will leave you with my contact information. And again, thanks for watching. I will catch you on the next live stream. Till then, take care. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. I think it's Saturday for our storyboard jam session. Anyways, look forward to seeing you then. Take care. Have a great night, everybody.